this lawyer basically saying that, oh no, Gucci's apologized, or not apologized, but like basically like backtrack. Like there's no proof of this. So this is what I'm kind of saying. Where is he getting this info? Unless he has some secret info, or maybe he's spoken to Gucci, which I would imagine you wouldn't speak to Gucci. But how does he know that Gucci is declining to cooperate further? Now, I particularly think that the social media embarrassment is going to prevent Gucci from really going all the way like to the stand. But I really don't know, honestly.
Rapper Big30.
January. One of them tracked
17, or he doesn't. They're going to make music together regardless.
Horn says he's ready to see how this case plays out in Texas.
I think the interesting thing that we've seen in the last couple of days is that Gucci Mane has come out publicly and said that he's not cooperating with the government.
Okay. I've said this. I see everybody, great minds think alike. Everybody's saying the same thing. We all want to blame the cop. The cop wasn't there. He's not an eyewitness to all these crimes, to the conversation, to give all the necessary details to fulfill not only a conspiracy, but fulfill a reasonable judge or jury in thinking that some shit happened, right? And basically, if you kind of look at this entire case, it hinges on Gucci Mane pointing out Pooh Shiesty. You can't just wait on the cop. The cop wasn't there. So if we're waiting on Gucci Mane to be the star witness, I think hip hop is going to do a number on him that he's going to be like, nah, man, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. At the end of the day, if people think about cost risk analysis, Gucci probably owns a lot of his music already. He doesn't need to do the extra stuff. So why let him go for free? Or why, send him to jail, especially if you were from the streets? So what I particularly believe is that Gucci's going to try to moonwalk from this issue. Is it too late? I don't know. Usually I'm like, oh, the streets would tell. What is the streets anymore, right?
And it is worth noting that last week we did hear from an FBI agent who said that he had not heard from Gucci Mane either. He also noted that there were no working video cameras inside this recording studio at the time of this incident.
See, that's spooky.
Darcy.
That is Fox 13's Kayla Solomon reporting live downtown tonight. Thank you, Kayla.
So no working cameras in there. Gucci might not cooperate. We haven't seen him since. How are they going to convict Pooh Shiesty? How? How are they going to convict him if they don't have all the stuff? Now, shout out to my man Lawyer for Workers. He did a good breakdown on this. Check this out. By the way, we said all this stuff already. Lawyer. Here we go.
Shiesty update. I'm going to play the clip. The clip puts to bed any idea that Pooh is cooked. You're going to hear Big30's lawyer talking about Gucci's plans on testifying. For good measure, the reporter from a respected news outlet out in Texas saying the FBI hasn't exactly heard from Gucci. Check this out.
Interesting thing that we've seen in the last couple of days is that Gucci Mane has come out publicly and said that he's not cooperating with the government.
And it is worth noting that last week we did hear from an FBI agent who said that he had not heard from Gucci Mane either. He also noted that there were no working video cameras inside this recording studio at the time of this incident. Darcy.
If Gucci does not testify, the question of is Pooh cooked comes down to 2 paragraphs in the complaint plus 1 picture. I'll show them to you and walk you through it. What's very interesting about the picture is this is not like what you might imagine the recording studio looks like, with a couch, a bunch of buttons and boards, a glass plate, and then boom, the
That's
recording
exactly
area is
how
directly in
most
front
of
of
them
you. It
look
looks like the recording area is somewhat off to the side, completely enclosed. It is not at all clear that anybody in the control room could actually see into the studio. And it's definitely clear that there could be people in parts of the control room who would not be able to see into the recording area at all. What does that mean? Well, we know the security guards were outside in the hallway. And we know that the only people who were in the control room were the business people. Gucci is inside the recording studio. When you read paragraph 21 and you read paragraph 22, it's funky. It doesn't exactly make a lot of sense. So if you read it, I want you to follow along. They say Big30 barricades the door to the studio. They say that the security guards try to barge in. And when the security guards barge in, they get a peek and they see that they're outnumbered by the armed target suspects. It does not say that they are outnumbered by an armed Pooh Shiesty. Instead, they lump Pooh Shiesty in with the whole group of target suspects, suggesting that the security guards only saw other people, not Pooh with the gun. Later, where it's alleged that Pooh has the gun, he's allegedly holding it to the back of the head of one of the business people. And so, if there's anybody here other than Gucci who seems like they could put Pooh away, it's going to be one of the business guys. And so that's going to be ultimately, that guy's testimony seems to tell you where this entire case is headed. Everybody on the internet, I know you want to be so right, but the accused, when they get the full weight of the feds on them, deserve more than banter and gossip. Now that...
All right, my man done turned to a defense attorney in front of my eyes. Holy. Shout out to him, though. So essentially, where's Pooh Shiesty at with this case? Pooh Shiesty has to play a game of chicken. And he has to think that, no matter how heavily medicated Gucci appears to be, he could absolutely do... He's going to force Gucci to pick between his reputation and staining his entire career legacy, right? Now, we're hearing rumors that he's not going to cooperate. I really don't see Gucci being on the stand. I don't see Gucci being on the stand. I see the Karen being on the stand. I see the other guy being on the stand, not Gucci. So, we're going to see. We are going to see.